Please listen to what President Ibrahim Traore said about Ouattara and his battalion soldiers in Cote d'Ivoire and his associate president in Benin. Listen to Ibrahim Traore.
The destabilization attempts you mentioned earlier, it's often said that the hands of certain neighboring countries are behind them. To call a spade a spade, a spade, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire. Have relations evolved with these neighboring countries? Are you ready for a de-escalation, and under what conditions, Comrade President?
That doesn't depend on us. They're the ones who started the hostility. Let me remind you of something. When we arrived, we didn't have any problems with anyone. We communicated with everyone, we interacted with everyone, and so on. But one day, for example, I was sitting. The Minister of Defense tells me that the Ivorians have sent a note to withdraw all their students from our schools. The academy, the PMK, the NSOE. I said, but what is it about? And then they withdraw all their officer and non-commissioned officer students and everyone else. No explanation. He says, but prepare for reciprocity to bring our children back because we don't know what they have in mind and why they're doing this. That was the starting point, the first action taken by the Ivorians. We also brought our students back, and it wasn't just the students we didn't leave behind. And little by little, we started to experience acts of hostility towards us. No problem. We take Benin or another country, for example. We didn't provoke anyone. But we all saw when, once again, they tried to bring a war into our region. But who was at the forefront? President Ouattara announced that he would send a battalion, he had prepared everything and so on. We are still waiting for his battalion. President Bina said that force is needed, they will use force, they will go to war. We are waiting. We are ready to go to war too. There can be no de-escalation as long as mindsets remain like this. Whoever is looking for trouble will find it. So we are not the ones who started this. If people aren't smart enough and still let the imperialists come and tell them, kill each other, black brothers, then let it happen. If that's the solution to achieve independence, we are ready. But no one is going to enslave us again. We are ready for that. We are fighting. We are already fighting because terrorism is a manifestation of imperialism. So don't talk about de-escalation as long as the mentality hasn't changed. There are people who, every month or every 2 months, have to rush off to Paris, get their orders, and come back to implement them. They are not free. They are not free. We, on the other hand, no one tells us what to do. We govern according to our people, according to the needs of our people. Our people need water. We do everything we can to provide water. They need to be self-sufficient and have enough to eat. We do everything for that. They need security. We fight for the sake of security. They need roads, development. That's what we are fighting to achieve. But we don't go to someone else's place to take orders, like give the road contract to this company, give this thing to that company, or whatever. Those are slaves, actually. And as long as they remain in that mindset, forget about de-escalation. On the contrary, things will only get worse as long as they stay in that frame of mind. That's what I can say.
Look, it is very hard to find a president of this nature, especially in Africa. A president that has a genuine heart. You can see that this man loves his country so much that he will put his country first before any other foreign interest. Unlike so-called this democratic government, who put their party first before the country. But this AES president, they are so genuine and they have a good heart for their country. So anything that will undermine their stay in power or that will undermine their independence, they are ready to destroy or do anything just to preserve their country. So these AES countries, these 3 countries, in fact, they are blessed. They are blessed with this kind of president. I'm telling you, forget about what other people are saying about these people. But if you need a genuine president, these 3 presidents in Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, these 3 presidents, they are different. They are God sent to this country. So they are blessed.